It's like you're in an empty room and there's a need to fill the room with what is needed. There wasn't an awards show that understood urban contemporary music when the Headies came in. And rather than act like a typical Nigerian and just complain and complain and complain and complain, we decided to create one. Years before then, we saw how artists were being rewarded. Of course, there were many music awards before the Headies, and we thought there was a gap, and there was an important gap that needed to be filled. It was the culture we represented at that time, being the voice of a generation. We were publishing a magazine, an urban contemporary magazine, pop culture magazine, hip hop world magazine. We had reasons to interface with, young, talented artists, and they were not being represented. And these guys were like the future. We decided to step in there and create what was missing. It was born out of necessity. There was a need for the Headies, then Hip Hop World Awards, when we came in. And we were not surprised that it was really, really accepted, because there was a need for it. Just like you're so thirsty and you bring water, no brainer. That was why we started Hip Hop World Awards, now known as the Headies.
What is the code? What is the code? Who is the code? Who is the code? Where is the code? Where is the code? I need the code. Let's coconuts. 1, 2. In my room, me.
When I'm in the room, I see the Headies alone. I don't see the other awards platform. I don't know the awards platform you're talking about. I don't sit down to compare the Headies to other awards platform. I see where we are, I see what we've done, I see what we need to do to get better. I check our industry, my guys check our industry. We don't go about looking back, looking beside, looking. Of course, you need to, acknowledge and respect what people have done before you and what they're still doing. We do that a lot, which is why I'm making a point of it. Before the awards, 5 years before the awards, I was traveling from one part of the world to the other, seeing major music awards, around, and learning from them. Just not wake up and say we want to have a big music award that will, talk is cheap. We needed to see the other major awards around the world, and model our own with our own clay, pretty much our own clay, our own materials, model it to represent us, not try or strive so much to be someone else. I don't wake up in the morning comparing the awards, because there's really no basis for comparison. We just do our own thing. Everything about the Headies is significant, from what it stands to represent, the image of a talented Nigerian artist that wants to excel. We didn't buy a plaque from the shelf and say produce 20 of these or 100 of these or 200 of these. We created our own, to represent us. Then also, since Headies' inception, we kept on, reinventing the Headies. Like this year, for example, we have Best Inspirational. We came up over the years, Best Street Up. We made the awards represent us and what we do. There's something uniquely different about the way we put together the Headies, from conceptualization to execution, from end to end, even from the way we screen, from how we structure our voting, the voting categories, the non-voting categories. So we make sure that we connect again with the target audience. We're not just an award organizing company. We are a media platform to start with. There was Hip Hop World magazine that actually really reported the entertainment industry. Then HIPTV. We don't wait until the awards to celebrate the artists. We celebrate them all the time on TV, and it's not just by playing their music videos. When we couldn't play their music videos, and when it was magazine alone, we had their interviews, we promoted them in all the ways we could. We even had shows at that time. Then when television came, of course, we had many more opportunities to do that. We had different programs. Most of the programs, celebrating and helping the industry move from one point, shedding light wherever it's needed in the industry. So we pretty much created, a robust system to ensure that the award stands as iconic as can be.
And when the stars come out tonight, I'll think about you, my love, oh my love, oh. And in the dark I see your lovely eyes, darling, you are my light, you are my love.
Now, I don't know about parents, they say mothers are always like, they have a kind of connection with their first child. Like you've never had a child, then you have the first one, you're like, oh my God. That was the feeling in 2006, when after 5 years, it was eventually executed. We had the awards and everybody thought it was a great show.
Please, before we go further, please, I want us to give the organizers a round of applause. It's a beautiful show.
Thank you for starting it for us.
Hip Hop World, the new revolution. We love it. Thank you very much.
And people could not stop talking about it. The next day, the next week, everyone was talking about it. And that was before social media. It's crazy. I stepped on stage, I made a statement, and I just couldn't believe people just kept clapping. Months and years of hard work. So that was just the delivery. It was just a new day, it was a new dawn, and I can't forget that day. That's still very fresh in my memory. Yes, you would say the other ones, what, not without the challenges, yes, but the other ones, each time you look forward to the awards, it's something new. And this is just different this time around because it's just in a totally different space. So yes, the first one was it for me. Like, we've had great moments, and even great moments and greater moments. I was like, oh my God, thank God for this, thank God for this. But the first one was that bat. That was what it did for me.
The world is full of those who say it can't be done. Progress has always been made by those who say it can be done.
Quite frankly, even you would first ask yourself that. Then when the answer starts coming, you'll be like, oh my goodness, this is what we need at this point. I hear people say, these guys, I beg, will Grammys come and hold in Nigeria? It's just so crazy that we always think we're Americans. We are not. When MTV brought MTV Awards to Africa and we're selling snow to Eskimos, selling our own artists to us on their own platform, there was no question. We are the ones that need to export our culture. Haven't we had enough of them bringing everything they have here? We are the ones that need to just do more in terms of showing the world who we are. And every opportunity should be actually really welcome. When the world superstars do concerts and they do their world tour, how many world tours do you see or have you seen and you see any part of Nigeria, whether it's Lagos or Abuja or Port Harcourt there? It's not as if Nigeria is not an important country. But you know what? There are so many reasons why they are not coming here. And we need to tell ourselves the truth. We are the ones that need to showcase what we have on a global scale. We want the world to see, and they won't see in our backyard. There are still many other award platforms in Nigeria. We have decided to expand our scope. We are not dropping. I understand the pain. You are taking our awards away. This is our baby. People that never came to see the awards, all of a sudden it's now their awards because they are taking it away. I understand why you feel like they are taking what you've got away. No, they're selling you to the world and they'll come back home. So that's what we're doing. And the truth is that the last couple of years also, when we had the awards, we had to look for ways to bring some of our guys in. They are busy all over the world. 5-6 years ago, we'll have the Headies, and 95% of the artists will be in Nigeria. Not even in Ghana or South Africa. If they go to South Africa, they go to shoot videos and they come back here. Now, half of our nominees are already doing tours around the world at this time. What does that tell you? It shows that our music is not just local, it's international. And you see, we have to build the ecosystem around it in that space when the world can actually see what we are made of. And we are not taking anything away. We are showcasing. We are celebrating. We want more people to see. We want the world to see. We want international media to be there. We want the biggest collaborations we've had. We want more people to reckon with us. The Headies is not just going to be the 3 hours live show, 3.5 hours live show. We have other events. We have roundtable, we have brunch with some executives, we have industry meet, so much around the Headies with just not us, with international record label, with stakeholders, with investors around the world, people that won't even come here, major music people around the world, determining the future of the culture. And it has to be positive. We need to own the space and own the narrative and structure in such a way that it would just make sense. And that's what we're doing. It is so deliberate. And you'll understand later.
This award means the world to me.
Big shout out to everyone that made this possible.
Big thank you to the Headies.
Let me hear you to the Headies, yeah. Morning, we fly. Get up, come Miami. Get up, come Miami. No one tomorrow. We go Japan, we fly. Come Miami.
We started planning the 15th Headies shortly after the 14th Headies over a year ago. It actually takes a lot to move such an event to another location, especially outside of the country, especially United States. It takes a whole lot. So that the Headies will come to Nigeria next year, I'm not sure about that. That we have so much to do around the world, I think so. But I will not say the Headies is not going to come back to Nigeria one day. We're never going to rule that out. But for 16th Headies, I think we should cross this one first and achieve, greatness. I'm seeing magic, and I hope it happens. I'm seeing it unfold. So I think we should win the semi-final before we qualify ourselves for the final.
I'm a legend in the making, I'm a champion. Champion. Oh, I'm a champion. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making,
Awards are always going to be controversial. And the reason is, even the process of screening for an award for categories will always be controversial. When you have 30 or 32 eligible candidates, artists in a category, and you have to pick 5, it will be controversial. Even when you have 10 and you have to pick 4 or 5, it's still going to be controversial. So number one, awards are definitely going to be controversial. Number 2, it's not all the categories. I don't believe I'm an expert here. The academic guys, they know more than me, but I think I know enough to answer your question. It's not all the categories that are voting categories. There are some technical categories that you will not put out there for voting. Like best vocal performance, for example. People are just going to vote for the most popular song, the one they are bouncing to. Does that capture the quality of the vocal performance on that song? No. So there are categories like that, like producer of the year, like recording of the year. Those are not voting categories, but they are also equally important. So we allow the jury to do the academy to do their job on those categories. For the voting ones, anytime I have the opportunity, I say, and I say it again, and I say it clearly, and as loud as I can, that if you want that artist to win, vote for the artist. Not Ayo, not my team will tamper with the vote. We don't do that. Yes, as a human being, I might just feel like, okay, this guy, he stands a chance. But if he's not the guy that has the highest vote, trust me, we are not going to do that. And we'll be here for too long. Someone would have said it once that, I don't mind those guys. They promised me I was going to win. And, we are not here for that. So if you want an artist to win a category, vote for the artist to win the category. Don't just say, na ain't get her, na ain't get her, na ain't get her, na ain't go win. I don't want to do them. No. If you actually really care about the artist winning in a voting category, vote. That's the only way the artist can win. We always like to encourage people to vote. Over the years, we worked with audit firms. So when you're voting on our website, you're voting on their portal, and the results are transparent. There's some years that I actually really knew the winners like everybody else. I was sitting in the audience, I was like, come on, how? You know, so it's like that. Voting is voting. If you want an artist to win, vote for the artist. And we'll continue to mention that, talk about that. If you're very popular in that category and the vote does not say so, we are not going to push it. We are not going to manage it.
I want to say thank you to the fans, man.
Thank you for voting, Oshe.
God bless my fans. Y'all keep voting.
I thank you guys for supporting me.
And everyone that voted for me.
Thank you for supporting Nigerian music.
So I'm here with the girl them that like to party and move somebody. Say I'm with full get out there coolie. Don't like what I hear today. Rain, rain, go away. Me and the girl them want to play. Now I'm here and I don't care. I got my hands in.
First thing we did when we announced the Headies, we told ourselves we had to work with the US consulate. And they've been very, very receptive, they've been very nice, they've been very supportive. And they even hosted an event for us, which was like groundbreaking. That was the first time they will have that kind of event, from what they told me, at the US consulate. It was a very big event, we were very happy. So yes, we're partnering with them to ensure that the right people are able to travel. When I say the right people, I don't mean anybody is wrong or is not right. The primary people we need to get there, the nominees, the presenters, some people that are presenting their awards, some that are performing, you know, the media, press, and the crew. The other guys, for the ones that have been part of the Headies in the past, you know how crazy appointments are now. I'm not a consular representative. I'm not going to speak on their behalf. I'm not a visa officer, but I know that it's actually really tough to get appointments and all that now. And we're lucky to be given some priority appointments just so that we're able to pull this off. The other guys that will not be able to make it, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. We can't open, you know, the US borders to Headies attendees, but we can ensure that we appeal to them to give visas to the deserving people, as long as they do provide the right information, and we will not force them if those guys, some of them are not qualified, or some of them have breached process, or they have something that's not just making them issue visas prior to now. But then they're working with us in the way that is making us really happy and satisfied.
Let's go. Wanna make love on the moon, dancing to my tunes. Is it too much? Well, it's not too much. Well, I wanna be your Forbes list. If wishes were hard.
When you have a cross-continent event, you need policy and decision makers. At a time where a lot of people, you don't know whether they're actually really laundering money. You don't understand what some people are up to and what they're doing. You need to be able to present yourselves and present a clean slate to the people that are decision makers and policy makers, people that will facilitate the entire process, you know, because anything happens in the US, they're going to reach out to your government, and the government will say, we know about this or we don't. So you want to step out of the country to go to another state, you're stepping out of Lagos state to go to the state of Georgia, when they are like a sister state relationship. It is important that you let your state know that this is what we're going to do. We want you to come along with us as a state. So it is important that we carry our government along to say, you know what, this is what we are doing, and we need your partnership and support. This is not partisan. We need your backing, just so that we're able to do this effectively here. And as we're doing this in Nigeria, we're also getting into the state of Atlanta, and you're talking to the mayor of the city, you write the government, you know, there, to this is what we are coming to do in your country. It is legit. These are our papers. These are our hands. We need your support. We need whatever policies, you know, that will help us, you know, facilitate this and make it bigger. That's exactly what we're doing, just so that we'll make it work. So we need policy and decision makers. And policy decision makers, in this case, they're the government.
Finally, oh, it's about to go. Finally, oh, it's about to go.
I'm nervous, I'm excited, and I'm apprehensive. And why is that so? It's not been done before. This is history that is unfolding, and we're privileged. I can't say I, because I have a team. Everybody's putting in their best. Everybody's throwing all the punches. To be sitting here, you know, not just watching as it unfolds, not just being lucky to be alive at this point, be the ones driving it. It's so major. Yes, are there challenges? So many challenges. Do you have what it takes? We're already giving you what it takes. And we'll continue to do that. So Atlanta Cobb Energy Center, last time I was in Atlanta, I entered Cobb Energy Center, I was like, oh my God, ooh la la. This is beautiful. So the whole vibe is different. And I know it's at this critical period, this crazy period, where you don't even want to touch anything in dollars. It's just so crazy. So if we can crack this, or we're going to crack it, I was just going to be like, you know what? Thank God.
Them know, the boy don't shut down the show.
Are you ready to party tonight? Say another banger. Make a come. I don't want to see you sitting down for this one. I don't want to see you sitting down for this one. 1, 2, 3, everybody now. Kilo fat, come on, then check it there. Fine, all check it there. Watch your love for like it. Why now, mom? Say, your body, check it out. Push it in the air, in my day.
People should expect magic. Pure fun. Magic, you know what they call abracadabra? I look forward like everyone out there, and I hope you enjoy the show, and at the end of the day, you'll be like, you know what? That was some magic right there.
You don't need it. So, yeah, you for there for me. You for there. When you born the hunger. You for there. I'm gonna die for you. Oh, hey. But you say if you don't get money.
Now, the best thing that can happen to me is the Headies to outlive me. Is the Headies to outlive Ayo Animashaun. And that's not to say that Ayo Animashaun is going to die young. Oh my goodness. It's the Headies to outlive me. And to remain the awards that would reward excellence in the purest and most sincere way possible, to hold and uphold the integrity that we stand for, you know, and not drop, you know, the quality, to keep reinventing. Let it uphold integrity, honor, respect, pride, prestige. Let it be a symbol of victory in a very difficult industry to excel. The industry is so difficult, so many talented people in the entertainment industry. Talent is like sand at the beach in this industry. Everywhere you step on is too much talent in this country. And the fear is that some of them may not just be able to do enough to hit that limelight. We have mic check now, that these guys came, they didn't only reward artists that worked out themselves, they also discovered superstars and raised them to international stardom with the platforms that God has given us.
Thank you so much for my award.
Big shout out to everyone that made this possible.
Big shout out to the Headies.
My name is Ayo Animashaun, founder, CEO of the Headies. Join me at the 15th Headies at Cobb Energy Center in Atlanta, Georgia on 4th of September 2022. Join the movement. I can't wait to see you there. Join the movement! Oh!